There we go, Sarah. There's tears working in the eyes. Right, so let's put our hands together for our next sheep. This is Dougal, the Scottish Blackface. There's a serious sheep all the way from Scotland now. He looks as though he's been taking on every sheep this side of the county, okay, as he walks his way down. Now, of course, living up there in Scotland, it gets a lot colder up there in the winter time than it does here. He doesn't mind living up there. Sits up on the rocky crags in the middle of winter, snow coming down, wind whistling past, no problem at all to this guy, and that's because he grows a very coarse wool fleece on his back. Now when I'm talking about coarse wool, fine wool, I'm actually talking about the fibres on the sheep's back. Sheep have thousands and thousands of wool fibres. This coarse wool, a very large diameter fibre, very thick fibre, ideal for making carpets and tweeds and things that are very hard wearing. Whereas our fine wool sheep here, like little Susie's going here, okay, a very small diameter fibre, very thin fibre, making our fine hosiery. One very, do you want another scratch, dear? Okay. One on the top. Yeah, big softy. Okay. Yeah, this is obesity on 4 legs, this is. Okay, but, and one very important thing we mustn't forget about wool, it's very safe when it comes to fire. It doesn't ignite just like that, okay? And that's why we use woolen fabrics in high-rise buildings and in aircraft today. Right, now, as I said, we cross the blackface with the blueface Leicester. We mate these two breeds, and that happens a lot in the country, to produce our most common sheep breed in Britain today, which is our mule, okay? So let's have a look at this pretty woman, half mule. So, come on, pop it up. Walking down the street, pretty woman, gonna like to eat. Right, now the mule, she gets the best of both worlds. She gets the boldness, the hardiness from the blackface. She also gets a very good breeding and the high prolificacy from the blueface Leicester here. The cross, or the mating, producing this sheep, giving us about 1 or 2 lambs a year. But she milks these lambs, or she feeds these lambs with the milk really well. Very important, we want these lambs to go nice and fast off the market where we can sell them and get some money for them. Grows a good around fleece type, about 3-4 kilograms in weight, a good around sheep. That's why this sheep breed is the most common sheep breed in Britain today. Right kids, you're going to love our next sheep breed. Here's our rester, or our hippie in the sheep world, so we're going to put on a bit of sunshine music for you, okay, a bit of Bob Marley. So let's have a big clap for our next sheep. This is oh, Lenny, they love you up there. Yeah, he sort of reminds me a bit of Bob Marley, don't you? In fact, they're quite similar, really, because both like grass. You don't get that, did you kids? No. Right now, the old Lincoln wool, he grows wool right from the tip of his nose, right to the tip of his toes. 16 to 17 pounds or 7 to 8 kilograms of long, lustrous wool. Now, how long that for a hairdo? That's a pretty amazing looking hairdo. Now, these fantastic looking dreadlocks, okay, these are actually what we call wool staples. Now, this is a wool staple, okay, it's about 11, 12 inches long. Record for a Lincoln wool staple, 32 inches. So he grows a massive fleece. Widely travelled as a Lincoln. Been down in New Zealand, where I'm originally from, and South America, and what's that country they love themselves a lot? Australia. Yeah. Crossed with breeds down there to increase wool weights. So he's a very important sheep in our wool producing countries. Unfortunately today in Britain, the Lincoln's class as a rare breed. Right now, next breed doesn't come from Britain. It actually originates from a little island off the coast of Holland called Texel. When we say Texel, now this guy is big. He's bad. The Mike Tyson of the sheep world. Here he is, our little baby here. This is Terry, the Texel. Put our hands together for our next sheep. Come on, Terry. Yeah, this guy, when he grows up, he is built like a great sheep. He's actually got something that none of these other sheep have got. That's good, you're thinking, isn't it? He's actually got a double muscle on his back end here. We don't like double muscles on our back ends, but for sheep production, that is good news, because this is the expensive part of the sheep, okay? From here on back, this is where best cuts of meat, and he's fighting us with a little bit of action in there. Also, it is nice bulky wool. Now remember, 75% of British wool goes into carp production. Okay, so what a nice bulky wool to give a nice spring in our carp. It's a really successful sheep in this country, and now seen widely throughout the world.